Nesta Morrison, otherwise called Bigger Crime, one of Jamaica's most wanted men, is being urged to turn himself in over to the police before it is too late. Hi again and welcome. This is Links007 TV Let's Talk, and we're about to discuss this on the program. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and click on all so you're always updated with our latest report. We'll be right back after this short break with the full details. Welcome to Links007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. This is Links007 TV Let's Talk. This is the place where we discuss issues of national importance, global importance, or the situations that are buzzing in the news. So what we want to talk about today on the program is the level of crime and violence that is playing in our country, and which is being perpetrated by individuals who should have been productive workforce members of our society. Now one have to wonder what would have led these individuals down the path of crime, as this individual that I'm about to talk about, Nesta Morrison, who has been listed by the police as one of the most wanted men now in the country. When I take a look on his previous picture that was posted online, this individual, he seems so calm, he seems so collective. No one have to contemplate and put some real thought and scenarios into these situations and wonder why are these individuals at such a tender age, just 29 years old, 18 years old, 16 years old, and I could go on and on even lower, 13 years old, are choosing the life of crime. Is it a societal problem? Is it a moral breakdown in the home? Is it a moral breakdown in the schools that are causing these young boys in order to engage in criminal activities, and they themselves start at such a tender age and it just progress into adulthood and it becomes a norm for them and a day-to-day life of survival? I'm using my medium in order to reach out to Nesta Morrison, otherwise called Bigger Crime or Grimy Boss. If you want to talk, my brother, my platform is here for you. And I know that many people out there would want to hear your side of the story. As the police have listed you as wanted, my number is on screen. Whenever you wish or feel as if you need someone to talk to, I am here to give that listening ears before it's too late. So the police on November the 3rd, 2022, the police listed 29-year-old Nesta Morrison, otherwise called Bigger Crime or Grimy Boss, as one of the most wanted men wreaking havoc in the 11 miles area of Bull Bay in St. Thomas. There is currently a major anti-gang operation taking place in certain areas to apprehend this individual and his associates. So the police believe that this individual is part of a criminal gang known as the Tankwell Hill Gang, and the police listed him and his gang members as wanted. So Bigger Crime, who is the leader of the Tankwell Gang, is considered to be armed and dangerous and has been linked to multiple incidents of crime including murder, shooting and arson. He is also wanted in connection with shooting at the police team some time ago. Nesta Morrison, who has been listed as wanted several times before, is being urged to turn himself into the security forces immediately. Additionally, the security forces are warning anyone who may be associates of Morrison and may be harboring him at their residence that they will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now, the police listed some numbers and also some other ways in which the police can be contacted. So anyone with information as it relates to the whereabouts of Nesta Morrison is being asked to contact the Giant Anti-Gang Task Force at 876-224-4483, Crime Stop at 311, the NIB tip line at 811, or the Jamaica Defense Force tip line at 876-837-8888. So those are some numbers that were listed actually by the police. So I made a recent check on the Jamaica Constabulary Force Instagram page, and this is the Instagram page and the official page of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and they made this post. So the police have stated that the hunt is on in earnest for Nesta bigger crime Morrison and that they are closing in on his hideouts. A headline that says surrender is the best outcome for bigger crime at this time according to the police. Citizens are also being encouraged to report sighting of him since he's on the run and should disassociate themselves from him. And the police right now is making this special plea for him to turn himself in over to the police. As you know, most of these cases, most of the time, they do not end well. And most of the time, this person that is listed as wanted is taken out by the police. And this is just going to be one of those cases because I don't believe that this individual is going to turn himself in to the police based on the fact that the police know him and know of what he's capable of and the level of crime that he is wanted for at current. So the police listed him as wanted on more than one occasion, and those pleas have fell on deaf ears because he has not acted on any of those pleas that have been made by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. On numerous occasions he has been listed as wanted and special plea is being made as those police try to apprehend this individual. They have done a number of raids in different areas of that parish where they believe that he is hiding out, and the police stated that he is the member and leader of a gang that has been wreaking havoc in the St. Thomas area. But as the police continue their investigation, we're just hoping that this individual could just turn himself into law enforcement officers in order for his life to be spared. Because if he does encounter with these police officers and the anti-gang task force, I know that they're going to be having a real serious showdown. And most of the time they are outnumbered, and these individuals will be outnumbered because it's a giant anti-gang task force, meaning it's comprised of the Jamaica Defense Force and also the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So this is what is really going on right now. But all I can say is very sad to see how these young individuals have turned their life into a part of crime and violence. And these are young, promising individuals that can be a productive member to society. What is causing these individuals to turn to the life of crime? I don't know. Most of these individuals, though, that I've come across in my reports, most of them seem as if they do not want to go the honest way personally. And they believe as if the fast way and the quick way of making money is the only way out of what they're going through. Most of these individuals, they would have grew up in poverty, and most of them would have been around crime and violence from a very young age. But that doesn't mean that you have to endure on that path. You yourself can be that positive role model for society. You yourself can turn your life around, not because you grew up in an era where crime and violence was seen as if it was the norm. You don't have to venture down that path. At the end of the day, you have a choice, and you made that choice in order to choose crime. You have seen many people, they have grown up in areas that are very violent and they have been exposed to serious level of violence. However, that was not for them and they chose a different path. And I hope that these young individuals that are coming up in our current generation right now can just look into their life and just contemplate and do positive things that can uplift the society. Crime and violence doesn't pay, because I've seen a number of individuals listed as wanted for many years now that have been covering stories such as these, and it only end up one of two ways. It's either they end up behind bars or they end up in the morgue. And sad to say, most of the time, if they were going behind bars, it would be bad and not bad. But most of the time, their lives are snuffed out in shooting incidents with police and also the military in joint operations that have been carried out on numerous occasions. So I'm just appealing to this individual. Try to look in yourself and look on the life that you're living and try to put some word on your life. Life is such a valuable thing, and I can tell you that these young individuals that are coming up right now is as if they don't value life. That level that they put on life is so very low, and they don't value their own life. So how can they value another person's life when they come for you? And that's just the mere fact of the generation that they are living in and the generation that are living among us in this current era of the globalized, civilized world. We really need to start put some measures in place as a country. We really need to start put some measures in place in order to curb the minds of these young individuals, starting from the high schools. We have seen the level of violence that is being portrayed in these high schools, and this same level of violence portrayed over into the society that is calling that meltdown that we're having right now. I hope that the government can just find some real true measures that can help to curb the level of violence in our society, because I can tell you that our society right now is not that peaceful as it was before. And I just hope that the authorities just try to find a way to put a curb on what is going on. We are not blaming them for it because they are not the one committing the crimes that are taking place, but they can do more in order to protect the lives of innocent people who are losing it daily. This is where I believe though I'm going to leave this report. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk. I hope that you have a blessed and productive day from the Links TV team.